this diva has been trending on social media, and it's because of this video.
What was your screen time over the weekend?
9 hours.
9 hours. So suddenly you're going to have a lot more time to fill. And what will you do?
Stare at a wall.
Stare at a wall. Okay. Earlier.
Sad thing, she wouldn't even know she's trending. No pun intended. Well, the UK Prime Minister has announced that the UK plans to ban social media for teenage children. That's children below 16. I want us to hear from the Prime Minister himself directly before we get into this video. Let's listen to Keir Starmer.
Thousands of parents say their children are addicted to social media. It can leave them trapped in a cycle of endless scrolling that displaces play, sleep, and time with the family. It can harm their mental health. And frankly, parents need our support on this. That is why today, the government has decided to ban social media access for children under 16. It's a big step for our country.
So imagine just waking up one day and then you're finding out that you cannot use TikTok anymore. You can't use Instagram anymore. No Snapchat for you, no Facebook, not even, YouTube, kind of a little bit. Well, for millions of teenagers in the UK, that could soon become their reality. They still have like a few more months to get used to this before it becomes law. Anyways, the British government just announced that it has plans to ban social media for anyone under the age of 16. And this isn't just a discussion at this point anymore. It's not rumors. It's not like the government wants to. The government says it is going to. Government says that it plans to introduce the ban in early 2027. The big question here is this really about protecting children, or is the government going too far? That's a question I want to leave it for you guys to answer in the comments, but still, we are going to talk about it as usual. First of all, what exactly is being banned by the government? The UK government says that children under 16 will no longer be allowed to use major social media platforms, and that includes accounts like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, X, and surprisingly, even YouTube to an extent. Now, before everybody starts to panic, YouTube, how am I going to watch my tutorials? Guys, I'm sorry, but YouTube Kids will still be allowed because it's designed specifically for younger users. So you're going to be watching Miss Rachel Teletubbies. Hello, can I say mama? But regular YouTube, that would be... it's expected to be off limits. The government says that the ban will apply to platforms whose main purpose is social interaction and where users can post content. And they want to even, go further. So this isn't just about social media apps. The government says that certain features on gaming platforms will also be restricted. I think that's struck a nerve. I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing to you on behalf of the government, okay? Watch this video. This might be the last YouTube video you watch. I'm just kidding. You still have a lot of time. So let's take Roblox, for example. Roblox won't be banned outrightly, but features such as the chatting with strangers could be restricted or disabled for young users. Live streaming will also face some restrictions. The goal, according to the government, is to reduce the chances of children interacting with strangers, strange people who they do not know online, or being exposed to very harmful content on social media. And that's not all, guys. More is to coming. I'm just kidding. Anyways, officials are now looking at introducing overnight social media curfews for under 18. Guys, this feels like when your parents ground you and say you're not going out. Come back home by 6 p.m. That's what the government is trying to do. So imagine apps automatically shutting you out once your curfew has reached. That's what it's going to look like. They're also considering ways to stop something many of us are guilty of: infinite scrolling. Is it doom scrolling they call it? You know, when you tell yourself you spend just 5 minutes on TikTok and then suddenly you spend like 2 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 24 hours. I'm guilty on TikTok. Anyways, The government wants platform to force breaks for young users. So I don't know. I don't know if this happens on other apps or on other accounts, but basically you are using it and then you're shut out, you're on break. You can come back later. Damn, this seems controlling if you ask me. Then there's AI. The UK says that AI chatbots designed to simulate romantic or sexual relationship will be restricted to adults age 18 and above. So even ordinary AI chatbots that may also see some limits, certain limits, especially when it has to do with like intimate or emotionally sensitive features or interactions with anyone that is younger than 18. It's also another sign that the governments around the world are beginning and becoming increasingly concerned about, about how young people are interacting with technology and social media. This is the concern. This is a valid concern. But here is where things kind of like get, interesting. How exactly is the government going to enforce this all? Because you're watching this video, right, and you're listening to me, you're like, how will the government do this? Well, the government says that social media companies will have to use what the government calls highly effective age assurance. In simple terms, what this means is they want platforms to verify your age. Some platforms don't do this. You just put in date of birth and that's it. But this could mean that we would see facial scan, or we could see you uploading an ID before you can sign up for TikTok or whatever. Excuse me. Or other technologies that can estimate your age automatically. So it's not yet clear what this will look like, but this is what it's projected to look like. The UK communications regulator is also currently studying the best way to make this happen. So it's currently being studied, but this is most likely what it will look like. All the things I'm saying in this video, guys, can be traced back to this article from the BBC. So I'm not making this up, okay? Anyways, what about privacy? Will teenagers just use VPNs to get around that ban? And, do people really, really want to hand over their IDs, personal information to multiple social media companies? Think about it. Those are the questions that we still do not have clear answers to at this point in time. So now, if you're wondering why the government is taking such a very strong position, a big reason is the experiences of families who have unfortunately, sadly, lost children on social media apps and platforms. Some parents have said that social media have contributed to a lot of children's death and have welcomed the ban. I think it's a good thing. I think if you are a victim or you're on the receiving end, you think this is a good idea, of course. Because if this was there, your child could have still been alive. One father whose daughter died after experiencing cyberbullying said that the announcement left him speechless and called it a step in the right direction. Again, guys, this is from a BBC UK article. Another mother whose son died after participating in an online trend said that parents had wanted actions much sooner. So for these families, this ban is more about preventing much more tragedies. Do you guys remember back in I think it was in America where children were jumping off train? It was a social media challenge. A lot of things happen on this app, guys. But does everyone agree to these restrictions? Some campaigners say that banning social media is too simplistic. Am I pronouncing that correct? I think so. Others worry that it may take away young people's freedom, like government is infringing on their freedom and on their right. And some teenagers themselves are also pushing back. According to the BBC, one 14-year-old told the BBC that people his age should be able to make their own choices. Bro, you're less than 16. I think. Another teenager said the social media actually helps her express herself and connect with other people. And honestly, that's probably the biggest challenge in, when we talk about this whole thing in this debate, because social media can be a good thing. I'm not gonna lie. It feels good, but also it can be harmful. And for many young people, it's also where they build their friendships, where they've built communities, and where they have formed, this creative ecosystem. Even the tech companies, some of them are against this ban. We have Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, saying that the banning teenagers won't necessarily make them safer. It's gonna help. It won't make them safer, but it's gonna help. That's what I think. Anyways, instead, they're arguing that young people could move to less regulated or even much more dangerous platforms. I mean, this is the kind of press release statement that you should expect from big companies, of course. YouTube says that it remains an important educational resource to children and families and people. And Snapchat, on the other hand, says that most interactions on its app happen between friends and families. And I think that's a big lie. I don't want to get sued, but I do not agree with that. As someone who have seen firsthand the things that goes on Snapchat, I don't agree with that. The UK isn't the first country actually to try this social media ban on teenagers. Australia introduced a similar ban in late 2025. But enforcing that ban has proven difficult. I expect that it's going to be difficult, of course. Reports suggest that many children still use social media despite the restrictions that the country has placed. And even a large number of parents say that their children remain active on these platforms. I wonder how they're able to go around, maybe use people's IDs. I don't know. This also raises important questions. Can government actually really stop teenagers from using social media? Is this actually practical? Like, can they do it? I know on paper they say we are banning social media, but can they really enforce it? Can they really do it? Or will they simply find new ways around the rules? We're going to watch and see. And that's where I want to leave this discussion. But before I go, I want to say something. I started using social media when I was 16 or 17 years old, but that's when I graduated what you guys would call high school. I grew up in Nigeria. We were never allowed to have phones in my families. And that was also the same for other people that I knew, my friends. We could not have phones until we were done with high school. And looking back, I think it was important, and I thank my parents for doing that, because it's important that you have that human interaction as much as possible. I can't imagine having to grow up with social media as a child. Like, my brain would be messed up. By the end of the day, when we have government enforcing this ban, I don't know how I feel about it. I think parents should do that. And I think it's also difficult if parents have that sole responsibilities. Because I also want to do that to my children, like no phones until you're done with high school. But when you look around them, you have other kids using phones. Some of them bringing their phones to school. My child is going to feel left out. Do you get what I mean? So I think it should be left to the parent to make that decision. But I don't know. I understand if the government wants to restrict social media for teenagers. We've heard where teenagers get involved with people who they end up sending their nudes online, and then they're threatening to send money, and all those things. So sometimes people even commit suicide. It's nice to have these sort of restrictions, but it's funny. Maybe it's funny because of the century and the time and the generation that we are in. It's funny to see the government do this, but I think it's necessary, and I think it's important. I think it's for the better good. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments, though. I'm always reading comments. I want to know, do you think the government has taken it too far? And if you're a parent watching this or a teenager, how do you feel? Let me know in the comments, please. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again in my next video. Bye now. Oh my God, I feel like a Gen Alpha. Okay, bye now.